I have been married for 3 years now, and I have caught my husband cheat twice. Now, my counselor and mother advise that I overlook his weaknesses because he is a very good man, but he irritates me. I do not know what to do.
When it comes to adultery, what happens, and that's why in the Bible, that's the number one core reason that even Jesus himself, in quotes, addressed, okay, when it has to do with that. Because literally what you are saying is, I'm done with you. Okay? Because the Bible says, and the two shall become one. So you are one with another person again. So in bottom line, you see that she's experiencing, you're asking about the signs or the pains, this identity crisis, right? You don't know who you were anymore. So now your mother is now coming, mother-in-law, mother or her own mother, I don't know who's advising, to stay back. The truth is that, and this is where I understand it, and I think this is how the Bible thinks it. Once there is infidelity, that marriage has died. You have to make up your mind to remarry that person with a different mind if you are forgiven. If you don't want to forgive, you can walk away. Then the whole place is quiet. Did I say anything wrong? Yeah, that relationship died. It just died. And so you have to know that you're on a resurrection because things will be irritating you. He touches you, say, get out. If you have, see,
but look at it. I think, sir, whenever there is adultery, in fact, in this topic, we can look at who is the person that gets more wounded. Because the way the man is not the way the woman is. So when a man cheats, and I intend to ask you today, why men cheat more than women? I did not say anything, no. But you are a man. That's the reason that you're here today. You must answer me. Why are men, very prevalent to cheating more than women, or are women cheating more than men? Well, you see, that's why you're here. Are you hearing the argument on the floor? So, but I'm saying that it is one house. I'm saying it is really shocking what happens to individual when there's an adultery. So I think the men need to understand the effects that they have or they do when this thing happens on women. Because I don't know how men will feel when they are betrayed. You can tell us. But on the side of the woman, is very, very, very impactful because we're emotional beings. Women are relational, they're emotional. So if a woman is giving her body, she's actually, apart from those who are, working
in business.
Yeah, in business. She's actually saying, take everything from me. She's opening up. And if she doesn't want you from afar, she knows that she doesn't want you. But we know that sex means a different thing from that of a woman. To a man, sex is my pathway of achieving what I want. So you go and do it and come out. Yes. So the way men have sex is not the way women take sex to be. So please, can you talk to us about that?
About which one? You have asked 3 things now. Which one?
Okay, the one I really want to know is why are men so prevalent at cheating?
Okay, so let me put it this way. The first thing I want you to know, there's a cultural bent. And that, it may not be correct, but that's a cultural bent. And we need, as a church, need to begin to correct that. The cultural bent is that men cheat, okay? A woman should get used to it. No. It's a cultural bent. My wife and I have gone to a wedding. The day they were wedding, at the reception of the wedding, they told the young lady, if you see your husband cheat, what will you do? If you see him with one woman, and then they say, if they catch you, woman, once, this is what we'll do to you. So they were trying to, at the reception, They're trying to endorse for this guy. You are free to keep, you are married how? But on this day, we also give you a license, which I think is a wrong thing. We need to withdraw that license. It's not something right. It's
Would you
not
put your
something-
hands together for that?
That's a cultural bend that is inclined to something wrong. Number two is that not every man, okay, but statistics actually shows now. You may say that men cheats more than women, but most statistics are not in agreement with that now.
Women.
Yeah. On it now, I said now. No.
Well, I think what happened over years,
Yes.
men were more, then suddenly, because of the society not talking about it, not
Yes.
doing anything about it,
Yes.
I think the women now decided to throw in.
They
in
have
the
taken over, really, in my own honesty. Am I saying the truth? Look at your people that are the one answering now. Am I saying the truth? You know, the thing is that if I go and do something and come back, my wife just looking at me, I will say, where do you go from? A woman can cheat, you will have no idea. If we come, there's a way we'll be behaving. You ask us about
Women,
something.
are you here? You better talk.
You know, so you are correct also to some extent. The abuse has been there for a long time. And women are rising in self-awareness. It's not just in sex, adultery, or cheating. Even in business, women are rising. And I went to train a company. They brought their top 10 management staff. 8 are women, only 2 are men. So women are advancing in different fields right now. And because of that advancement, now they are realizing, I've seen young ladies that come to me and say, I have released my husband to go. I'm on my own now. I've seen girls that come and say, this my friend just hired a man. Just come and be having sex with me. Once I get pregnant, you can go. Don't call me again. So now they are economically empowered to do certain things that ordinarily they will not be able to do before. So now they can put 3 young men in 3 different hotels and they don't have no qualms. And the husband will not know. You think that they are going to make hair. They move from gym to taking ice cream to somewhere else and branch on their way to picking choose school runs. On their way to school runs, they will do some runs and come back. They don't want me. Are we not together? Are we not together? So they will leak and then wipe more like this and come back. You not know. Okay, so it's key for us to begin to realize. I think we need to move away whether it is men that cheat more or women that cheat more.
Cheating is
bad. And you need to realize that I need to be away from that point. Okay? That's what I think is important.
Wow, put your hands together for Pastor Osiri. Yes, the question.
Good evening, sir. We have questions from our satellite church.
Which church is that?
From the GRA church. The question is, how do you handle a marriage where you discover that the children you call your own are for another man?
Huh?
You discovered when you did a DNA test that they don't belong to you because you want to relocate and it's a must. What do? Kill her and kill yourself, or what? For the children, should you keep them after raising them for 20 years?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you see how you are shouting. The truth,
Who did that? Is it the man or the woman?
the woman. I'm sure you can accept with me that if they were to do paternity tests in Nigeria, there will be massive crisis. I hope you know that. In fact, there's a research somebody is going through now that says that most of the first children, the first 2 children, are normally are sometimes not for the man. Because either they have pregnant from their boyfriend or while they were there, they're still seeing their ex. And then they cornered inside that place.
The same
Right.
for, it's a man that is actually doing that, even though that is happening to a woman. It's a man outside.
No, leave the man outside. We're talking about the man and the woman now.
Inside the house.
This woman that
Who is
married. They have married this woman, and this woman is still having children for somebody. I dealt with this thing.
Who is the somebody now? No, this man thing. You know, I've told you about this man thing. Let's talk about this man thing.
No, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You and I know, Dr. Stephanie, you know, when it has to do with sex, the person that has the power, is it the man or the woman? Talk to me.
It's a man.
No,
Huh?
no, nah. Even your plan not agreeing with you. Now, so you realize that it is the woman that agreed. If a woman does not, that's why they say it's only a woman can tell who got her pregnant.
See, okay, now
the point we are going to mark is that this man is now in a bad shape. I dealt with this kind of case a few weeks ago. In fact, the man was in church on Sunday. The first 2 children he had, they're just 8 years in marriage. 6 years they are trying to move from here. That the 2 of them are not his own. He called the girl, they have separated obviously right now. And so, but this one is already 20 years. You know, you have to let I don't know. Many people are going to do many things. All right? There's no one thing to respond. My advice to the man is that he should check himself well. And then decide, can I stand letting this woman stay with me for the rest of my life? Or can I just say, thank you? You can go. All right? And then, take the children that you have invested. Some might be as you man carry the woman and go. It's so different. There's no one best way to do that. That's just the answer. So if the person needs to ask himself, do I still want this relationship? Because it's more like I've been built on lies all of these 20 years. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yeah, all these 20 years. And I can't see a man stand. Some people even kill themselves. All right? Some even kill the woman, kill everybody. But don't kill, my brother. So you don't go to jail.
Stay alive.
You have made investment in people. Let's assume you adopted the children. You have raised and adopted children for 20 years, and then you are going to allow the woman that has lied, to take a break. You have to wash your brain to know, can I forgive her and still stay? That one I cannot answer for you. But as for keeping the children, you have done investment. I can tell you, to invest in children for 20 years equals to billions, if you don't understand. It's millions of emotions, of money you cannot quantify. So that's my advice for the man. He needs to decide, first of all, can I deal with this woman? Number 2, let her step aside first so that your brain can calm down. And not know whether you are still missing. Because sometimes you know the value of something in the person's absence. All right? Number 3, my advice, don't throw the children away. You may not be the one that gave birth to them biologically, but you have trained somebody.
And they're still connected to you.
And they're still connected to you. All right? How to even handle the information at age 20 for the children is another big can, all right, that you have to handle. Because the children now knows, this is not my father. Mommy, who is my father? That's another big story.
It's a trauma. It's traumatic.
It's very traumatic.
Can we
very,
put our hands together for Pastor Osiri as we take another question, please?
How will I handle a situation where my wife sees her ex as a better man and puts it on my face on every instance? As I speak, she has become very high-handed and disrespectful.
Okay.
All right, so now,
is a man again outside the family competing with the man inside the marriage.
Yeah. If you're a man here, say, Doctor loves us. Dr. Stephanie loves us. Let's stay like that. Let's stay like that. She loves us.
It's a man thing.
Yeah, it's a man thing. All right? Okay, so I think that, we did not completely deal with that ex something. So whether it is the man's ex or the woman's ex, you need to know that any ex you still have emotional attachment with. You need to obey that scripture that says, if your eye will cause you, better go to heaven. One eye. To cut off is not quite easy because emotions are involved.
It's a process.
It's a process. But you have to make a decision.
Yes,
to say, this is what I want to do. And, gradually begin to call them off. And then, of course, reduce communication with them. And then gradually bringing your spouse into it. But this one is already competing. And then the lady is now, flashing it on your face, that he's better. Let's not assume yet that the woman is seeing the man. They are doing anything outside, okay? So you might need to understand. Again, there's a video we're listening to today. The title is Rethinking Our Affairs. And then my wife and I had a conversation about towards the end because she was also saying that you need to look at adultery in 2 ways or cheating in 2 ways. One, the destructive part where it brings pain and betrayal. And then the growth and discovery part. So that growth and discovery part, might be that this lady you married, she was not a virgin at the time you married her. She has slept with
Might be.
with Matthew, with Mark, who again?
And Joseph.
And Joseph. And then got married to who?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. All right. So now, so he has gotten tested. So we need to find out what is she complaining about particularly. It might be that, let's assume it's sex now that is a problem. All right. It might be that I've seen people. I was in a meeting where a bishop was, addressing a case. A woman came and said, "My husband is not doing it well." Doing what well? He said, "Not doing it well."
So not the person
Yes,
is not satisfied.
sexually. He's not doing it well. And then I was like, well, no, he said it's not doing like the other person. You see, it's because she has tested
Tested.
somebody else.
So
She's
tired.
not, and so many people
Analyzing.
have done testing. So now, instead of her to calm down, so she has a challenge
Okay.
for her to calm down and say, see, if that your ex were that good, you'll have married that ex. So you have married this present now. Can you allow the ex to end and see how you can build this one to become great? You see, and that's what happens for whether it's a man and a woman. For a man particularly, once a man is getting to that point, that's why some men, we can't beat women in talking. They talk fast, their speech center faster. So when a man can't talk more, he now start beating, violence comes in, and then after a while, some of them might say, okay, stay here. Let me go and find my own square root outside also. And then you have destroyed what you're building. So that's my advice for that woman, to do this for, okay, is the woman asking for advice, not the man, right? Was it the man asking for advice? So, my dear brother, you have to encourage her with what I've said now. Do a crucial conversation. You have to decide that this ex, all right, this conversation about this ex and comparing him with me has to end. If there's anything that I'm not doing well, talk to me. Talk to me, and let's see how I can walk through it and solve it. And then number 3, as the man, you also need to now, if there's anything she complains about, you need to pay attention, all right, to that and try to see how you can solve it. I realize that part of the reasons why people go into cheating and all that is close to the same reason why they married in the first place, all right, which is selfish-based, right? So selfishness, because you are bringing somebody that is meeting a need. So once a need is not met, somebody's going to start remembering something.
But can we also look at this? Let me add to what you're saying. Can the men take charge of their families emotionally? Like, for instance, for that woman to be speaking to someone outside, I'm just seeing the picture of Eve trying to speak to the stranger, the serpent.
I agree with
so
you.
if the man is taking charge of her emotional needs, and then there's open communication in the relationship, she won't have any need to be discussing with somebody out there.
So I agree with you to some extent. There's a new language, man, and I'm sure you have heard that language. The new language is love me the way I want to be loved. And this way I want to be loved is always shifting. So you love them like this now, they say love this other way. And after a while, the man does not even know which one to love.
But also the man is shifting too.
No, now look at this. So one day,
when they do, you do onubu soup today. Tomorrow the man will say, I don't want onubu, I want okra.
good. So
He's
as a
shifting.
man, this one is not a goosey soup we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about, let me give you a good example. So one day we're talking with my wife. We're dealing with something. So I say, can I go? She said, no, you can go. That's fine. As I wanted to go, she said, oh, you mean you're really going?
Oh, but that's the language of the lady. That's our language.
So now I'm very careful now. So when they say, I say, double shot, should I go?
Okay, let me also demonstrate something.
Yeah.
Even in courtship, when a girl, when she's seeking, when she's needy, and the man is around her trying to, I say, no, I don't want. That, no, I don't want means.
Come.
Yeah. Okay, the husband says, okay, you're married now. The husband says, okay, I'm going to work. Okay now, that okay now is sounding somehow.
It means you have not hugged me.
You have not done what you should do, before going. So our language is different from that of the man.
Good. So, but
now, if the man is taking charge, the man will understand that my language is somehow different from his own.
The point is, let's celebrate her. Now, having understood this,
Yes.
what is important is that once we have made up our minds,
Yeah.
we want to build this thing.
Yes.
Our eyes are not close to outside, but we keep the attention and the flow in.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, you are very apt. In Genesis, it was when Satan was talking with Eve that things went bad. Till now, we have not recovered from that.
And that's why the men of today, after Christ came, should not also repeat the mistake.
And we're not repeating it.
In Jesus' name.
Yes. Reverend Chris is not repeating it. He's a
No.
good man. A good man. A good man. So now, if that is the case, you have to realize that there's also a sacrifice part of this whole journey.
Yes.
The sacrifice part is that, okay, so let's go back to sex. Let sex be the problem now. So you are not doing this sex the way Peter used to do it. But now I have married Sebastian. What do you call him again?
Sebastian.
I have to know this is what I have got now. We need to train ourselves to know how to do this thing now.
Now, yes.
Instead of constantly telling him, oh, no, you're not even kissing me with, oh, God. Now you are, the Arsenal will go down. I'm going to have problems.
Yes.
So let that be his communication. Let that mean his affection. I'm with you totally that we need to agree and find out what the problem is. And the man need to help to do that. But the woman need to be coming this way too.
Yes.
Yeah, need to be coming this way. And not, once you do a man like this, that is, whether it's a man or a woman, but I don't know about who may had to eat. But a man, once you tell him that there's a better person there, there's this one,
No, that's not
it's not good.
Yeah.
He robs his self-esteem. It's going to be,
Destroys him totally.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
even cause illness,
Yes.
high blood pressure, all
Yes.
manner of things just goes wrong with him.
Yeah.
So you want to also avoid that, route.
Wow. Put your hands together for our dear pastor.